Welcome to Trans Gurus, everyone.
Hi!
Hey!
Welcome back!
Tonight we're going to be talking about a really good subject. Imagine going out in the world as you are right now and trying to date. Well, add on to that image being trans. It's a whole nother animal. It's a trans experience that you will never forget in your entire life. Being trans and going out in the world to date a stranger, trying to make them a potential partner, trying to move in and make a connection with that person is a lot harder than it looks like. But being trans makes it 10 times more difficult.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
I'll third
Absolutely,
that.
yeah. It is hard.
It is not easy, no.
But it gets easier. That's why we're here. So, my experience being trans and going out in the world dating, like everybody else, we all have our own unique experience, so I'm going to tell you mine. When I first started dating, I was 18 years old, and I met this beautiful woman who was my age in college. And when I met her, I was never with anyone before. She was my first. And I was able to explore in a way that I never was able to before or ever thought was possible. When I was with this woman, I grew as a person. And 6 months into the relationship, around spring break, she asked me a question if I felt as though I was transgender. And I revealed to her that actually that's something that I think about every single day.
So she was picking up on it.
She was picking up throughout our relationship that I was trans. And
I've been through your whole life. If people would notice them, they would see it too. But anyway.
Like looking back in hindsight, right? I wonder that too. But when we were sitting there having that discussion, I was able to reveal such a personal and vulnerable part of myself to this woman, and she became one of my, she became like a
confidant.
like a confidant, like someone I could trust, someone I could reveal my innermost, darkest secrets. I never told anyone before that. So shout out to Jade. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
nice.
for being my backbone when I didn't have one, to be myself. But when I started to manifest myself, my real self, she encouraged me. 2 weeks after that, I cut my hair. And I started to dress in men's clothing. I started to totally transition socially. The dating scene completely changed for me. And I had to navigate a whole bunch of hurdles and obstacles that a lot of cisgender people don't have to. Not blaming you for anything, but I'm just saying I had a different experience than most people are expecting. When you go and meet somebody and they start to feel that they like you and are connecting with you, has anyone here ever dreaded the inevitable, having it reveal?
And worried about getting beat up?
Yeah. This is a big issue for the transgender people, the reveal. So mainly, I had another experience, of course, because I transitioned very late. But the reveal part is very difficult, mainly if you have a kind of a relationship which is more important, which is getting more important. Somehow you have to tell everything about your past life. But already the first step to tell that, I am a transgender person to whatever partner you have, it takes lots of guts. It really takes lots of guts. And if you are possible, people don't really think about that. So, it takes lots of guts, but you have to do it somehow because you have to be as well clear with the person you are. And don't forget, many men, also exclusive men, they can be very violent towards transgender women. So you have to be careful about that aspect too. So you have to be really at ease with the person when you tell them.
Well,
But you also, I was just gonna say that the thing is that sometimes, especially talking about men, but a man might not have a problem with it, but then if his friends find out, then he has to stand up to say his manhood, or he's not gay, or whatever runs through people's minds, and that's when you have the problem sometimes. So it's not that moment, it's when they are like called out, that they have to save their name and save their face, that a lot of times you have the problems.
I mean, it takes an incredible person to date a transgender. It's not.
yeah,
It's
it
not
does.
That's
easy.
because transgender people are incredible.
Absolutely.
I look at it as just one human being dating another human being.
Absolutely.
Everyone has the tendency to get everything all complicated and put labels on everything. It's energy. Humans are attracted to energy. Everything is energy. When I am engaging another human being, regardless of their gender, I'm attracted to energy. Is their energy in sync with mine? So transgender people, we are unique. Very unique in some cases. So therefore the person that we are going to be attracted to is going to be equally as unique.
Absolutely.
There's a match for every single person on this planet. I don't care how unique that person is, myself included. Hearts, not parts, and that's how I look at it. I'm attracted to energy. It's as simple as one human being being attracted to another.
I love that, hearts, not parts. My mom always said for every pot there's a lid. And I do believe, like every pot, for every pot there's a lid. So I do believe that, like what you said, there's someone for everybody. But what I want to speak to you about, or what you commented about, is that for me, I think it's also about people not feeling like they were deceived.
Yes.
And being upfront about who you are, because I think that's like one of the major things with guys, like, oh, you lied to me, you deceived me. And so for me, I mean, as a trans woman, I think 9 out of 10, I'm the type of trans woman that people normally know that I'm trans, but I have had situations where guys didn't know. So now, like, I just hit it in the bud immediately. If a guy approaches me, I don't ring around the rosies or going around the bush. I tell him, I'm a special girl. That's normally how I say it. I'm a special girl, right? And then if he wants to play dumb, or if he says, well, what are you talking about, special girl? Then I'll just come out and say, I'm trans. I'm a trans woman, because I don't want to have to deal with that, I call it BS, down the line, where we've already gotten feelings for each other, and like, my emotions are like really into it, and then
And what about the family?
well, see, you're hitting on something for me, Christian, because for most of my life I've been the secret. That's just the way it's been for me. I've been the secret. And I've learned to maneuver in that, like make the best of it. But, most of the times the guys that date me, they don't want to take me to meet their family.
Okay.
It's about image. I had a guy tell me once, if the world was different, Raji, I would be with you. And I said to him, well, sometimes you can't wait for the world. You have to go with what you feel. Mm-hmm. And what he was saying to me is he loved, like, coming and spending time with me and us being together and connecting and all of that and the sex and everything. But what he meant by if the world was different, I would be with you, is he meant if the world was different and he didn't have to worry about his persona and image as a man, he would be open
Going
about
back to what I said a
being with
few
me.
minutes ago, same exact thing.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, they're one way, but out in public, they have to be different because of an image, and that's where you run into your problems sometimes.
Absolutely.
Is that gray area.
And that's why we're here. we are making the world a better place. I know in my life, I am an asset to this planet. If I'm dating someone and they don't want to take me to meet their parents, I shouldn't be dating that person. It's as simple as that. I want to be an asset to someone. I want to make a contribution. All relationships are reciprocal. So being unique as trans people are, you have to be patient. We can force things to happen. That's what I was alluding to earlier in the goal segment. We can force things to happen. We can go to clubs and get out there and dating sites and try to meet people and all that. But in my life, I'm going to meet someone in the grocery store. I'm not going to meet someone online. I'm going to meet someone in line. When I go to the bank or I'm in the grocery store, I don't have my head buried in my phone. I'm engaging those around me. That's how the universe will connect us to who we need to be with. When we're with the wrong person, we're going to have these negative experiences. Usually we end up with the wrong person by finding that person the wrong way. I live my life organically. I'm that feather in the wind. I trust that the wind is going to blow my feather where I need to be, and I'm going to cross paths with the right person that is for me. If I take that responsibility on myself and try to force things to happen, that's where we get into touchy situations. In my life, I allow the energy of the universe to take me to where I need to be, including this chair right here, right now.
And being trans, sometimes it might take a little bit longer to find somebody than if not being trans because of that whole ordeal, but not being negative because it can definitely happen just as simple as being in the grocery store or being out somewhere, somebody you meet, a customer, or working with somebody or whatever it might be. It doesn't mean that it's impossible to happen. I'm just saying that it might not be as easy, but I don't know, I've been in a couple really good relationships, and of course I'm a little older, but anyway, the point is that I found people that cared, and I was able to experience that. So it is possible, and that's all. I just saying to you,
I just
don't
want
be
to take a quick
discouraged.
moment to cheers all of my sisters on this panel real quick. Cheers. Cheers, Shannon. And cheers.
Drinking water, just so everybody knows.
It's spiked water. No, I'm playing. But yeah, it's, the thing is, for me, like I was saying earlier, I found a way to make the best out of things with me. Oh, believe me, I have had some really great relationships, even though they've been like secretive, secret relationships in the sense of, from the guy's perspective, not taking me to meet his parents or his family or whatever. But believe me, I found a way to get the best of the situation. Yeah.
It's because you are trans are on a higher level because you appreciate the person more than somebody that you just whatever, and I think you can give back more because you have a feel because of everything that we've been through and experienced.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, no, what I was going to say is, I think too, a lot of it boils down to the double standard of like what males are expected to live up to in society as opposed to females. Because even if you take the example of two children, if you see two little girls walking down the street holding hands, people don't bat an eye. But if you see two little boys doing it, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on there? It's from very young. So males grow up feeling like, oh my God, I have a certain standard to live up to, a certain persona I have to present to the world. And I think that's why a lot of the guys that date us are like that, because 95% of them are heterosexual identifying. So, oh, that's my boyfriend calling me now. Don't mind it. One of them, no. But no, I think so. That's where I think it comes into for the ones that want to be secretive about their trans relationships. It's about their, you know, their persona.
Absolutely. No, I was just telling that, Jim has got a very big point about how you find someone. I know today, you know, it's the Tinders, it's all those, I don't know, thousands of different apps. We've gone into it in the electronic world, unfortunately. I regret that too. I really do regret that too, because sometimes what you get on those things, it's kind of really weird. I do like the organic approach that you find them in the supermarket,
Oh yeah,
in the coffee shop or in the restaurant. It's so much nicer, yeah.
it is.
But unfortunately, and I say this is not only a transgender issue, it's a general issue. Dating today, it's become a huge business for these apps.
That's because people have gotten away from the
From
genuine
basic
way
thing.
how to
Absolutely.
meet
It's
people.
natural.
Everyone wants to like forego all the courtship and all the hi, how are you in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I met a person in the gym the other day. We exchanged phone numbers and we're going to go to dinner.
Sure.
And that has more credence, more meaning when things happen. In my life, I don't search for anything. I live my life as I live my life. And if I cross paths with somebody, it was meant to be. I don't deviate from my path. I have my intention.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, the universe works, at least in my world, the universe works behind the scenes to orchestrate events that enable these types of activities to occur.
Yeah.
The dating scene is fine for some people. So a lot of folks live and die by the apps on their phone.
Sure.
Not me. I would rather engage the world in real time and meet people organically.
Yeah.
Well,
I
on
agree
that-
with you.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Shannon.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you for tuning in to Trans Gurus, talking about dating.
Hold on one second.
Oh.
Christian wanted to say have safe sex.
Yeah, we're gonna have sex.
Have safe sex.
Do it safe. Right here. Get a condom, you filthy animal.
You filthy animal.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.